வெளியூர் பயணமா ரிசர்வேஷன் கிடைக்கலையா படிக்கட்டு ஏறி இறங்க ரொம்ப சிரமமா இருக்கா டிராப் டாக்ஸி புக் பண்ணுங்க ஒரு வழி கட்டணம் மட்டுமே டிராப் டாக்ஸி எங்கும் எப்போதும்.
What all you discussed?
So the meeting was excellent. We were a bit unlucky in that the Lok Sabha debate on the Shanti bill, the nuclear bill, and the minister's reply clashed with the timing of our long scheduled meeting. Since we had called 4 expert witnesses to testify, it was not possible for us to change the time at the last minute. So we went ahead with the meeting, but many of the MPs had to come and go. Those who had a whip had to attend. Those who wanted to listen to the minister's reply. In fact, I wanted to listen to the minister's reply myself as a participant in the debate.
Yeah.
But as the chairman of the committee, I had to stay. So I only regret that the full complement of MPs who are interested in China could not have been present. But of course, we will take into account the very high quality evidence provided by these witnesses who are experts who have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge on China. And we are really trying to expand our understanding of all the issues in this relationship before we get to actually write the report to Parliament. So for some time now, what was discussed will remain confidential because the report will be written only in due course.
So what are the broad issues?
Whether Arunachal Pradesh issue, whether Indo-China export
so all
issues.
of these issues were discussed. I'm not at liberty to share the content of discussion. It's always a confidential meeting. But we discussed the border, we discussed the trade relationship, we discussed geostrategic concerns, we discussed China's presence in the neighborhood. Or you can imagine there is no issue that is not of interest to the committee. It was a 360-degree view of the India-China relationship.
And sir, what is the way forward? I mean,
including the way forward, but I can't go into that. We got their suggestions, and we will see how we proceed.
Right.
Thank you.
And in your speech today, you made a lot of points about on the nuclear issue. It's very important. So how do you look at it, and how did the government have gone ahead and passed it? And of course, it's a very serious bill.
I'm afraid it seems to be inevitable that the government never takes a bill back to rethink it or add some provision to strengthen it in light of what the parliamentary debate indicates. And I think if you listen to a large number of the opposition speeches, there were very serious concerns expressed about liability, about the rights of our Indian citizens who might one day be facing problems as a result of this. The government remains impervious. They come with a bill. They allow the debate to take place, which is a good thing, but they never seem to be affected by it in terms of actually amending those issues where clearly they have not given enough thought. And so the net result is bills pass with the brute majority of the ruling party. And that has happened every time on every issue for the last many, many years. I do believe that on some issues like this, it would have been in the national interest to have a more detailed discussion in the committees, or in at least one special committee on this, to get a detailed study, and then for the government to take some of these thoughts into consideration instead of rushing a bill through.
Right,
but this seems to be the government's style, and I'm afraid ultimately none of us wants anything to go wrong in our country's nuclear system. But if it ever does, I'm afraid some of the words that were spoken by us will come back to haunt the government.
And so we have 2 hostile neighbors. So how far it's prudent for us to pursue this nuclear policy, nuclear energy policy?
No, look, nuclear energy is one legitimate arrow in our quiver. It cannot be something we're over-dependent on. We have to pursue solar, we have to produce hydro, we have to look at wind, all sorts of means of trying to produce renewable, non-fossil fuel energy is important. Of that, nuclear is one. But passing a bill where you remove all the protections that have been thoughtfully embedded into the legislation in the past, that raises some real questions.
So do you think government is doing under pressure, sir?
Because the nuclear sector is going to be open for a private sector.
No, I'm not objecting to private participation per se, but the private participation should respect the conditions of security, safety and public interest that I pointed out in my speech.
And so last question, sir.